What's up, YouTubers? Welcome to this channel once again. My name is Oluwaseun, and today we are reviewing this lens. It's 50mm, Fujifilm Fujinon 50mm F1.0. Beautiful lens, amazing. If you're looking to hear if this lens is good for you, I would say it depends on what you're doing. If you're not looking to watch this video to the end, I will just give you my opinion about it. The lens is good for me. I'm a portrait photographer. So if you're a portrait photographer, if you don't shoot fast-paced subject, this lens is beautiful for you. If you shoot something that moves erratically, or you shoot dancers, you shoot sport, wildlife, definitely this lens could be a bit slow for you. But if you're shooting something that is not really moving too fast, this lens is a beautiful lens. So if you want to buy this lens, I've given you my opinion about it. But if you want to know more about it, let's go through the review together. I'm going to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about the design, I'm going to talk about the weight and size, ergonomics, image quality, focus. That's just what this whole thing is about. So first things first, design. The design is beautiful. It has this matte glossy look, not too shiny, but you can tell that it's very smooth. And I like the focus ring, I like the aperture ring, the creaking of the aperture ring, and how firm the focus ring is. For me, I would say that it's kind of too firm for a lens like this, but I really don't know the reason behind that, why Fujifilm would have to make it this firm. But I feel like the focus ring is not as smooth as the other lenses are that I'm used to. But that being said, the design is very firm. You can tell that it's well built. When you shake it, you don't get to hear anything moving around in the lens. And when you hold it, it feels very, very sturdy. It feels like a professional lens. Of course, it's a professional lens coming from the technology being used on this lens. Beautiful. The weather resistant, the cap, the glasses, the elements, everything about the design is beautiful. I won't say more than that about the design. So let's get into the weight and size. The size for me is big, not too big. If you're coming from that full frame perspective, this lens is just perfect. It's not too heavy, it's not too big. But of course, if you're used to the smaller cameras, maybe the micro third sensor cameras, or even the crop frame cameras, you can tell that this is not a typical lens that you can just mount on a crop frame camera. Of course, it's designed for crop frame cameras, but to me, if you're using a smaller body, definitely it would feel like the lens is bulky on your camera. But I don't have that experience or that expectation. Of course, I'm using the XH2S, so I really don't have that experience to say that, oh, you know what, this lens is too bulky. I feel like it fits perfectly for the Fujifilm XH2S. Talking about the grip, the ergonomics and everything, it feels like they're designed for each other. It fits well on XH2S. That might not be your experience with the XT4 or even the new XT5. I've tried the new XT5 out. It looks small. It doesn't look as good to hold in my hand as the XH2S. But looking at the size and everything, I feel it's perfect. Of course, is it bigger than usual? Definitely it's bigger than your typical lens from Fuji. And in terms of the size, I think it is beautiful in terms of size. I don't find it big because I'm used to bigger lenses. That might not be your experience. If you're used to smaller lenses, maybe the 33mm, the 23mm, the 16mm, f1.4s, definitely this is nothing compared to them. It's bigger and it's heavier. So I'm going to talk about the image quality. The image quality is fantastic. I've used this in some of my shoots Video, photo, amazing, amazing. I did a video where I was trying to focus on the ring. I was trying to like document the ring and blow out everything, and this does absolutely well. Video wise, photo wise, amazing. Even shooting at F1.0 is amazing. I mean, you don't expect to not have some sort of softness when you're shooting F1.0, but this actually performs well. I mean, in terms of image quality, beautiful bokeh, beautiful sharpness. A lot of time I shoot, my subjects are always in the middle of my frame, or when I'm trying to like frame, I can frame them however I decide, but a lot of time they're always in the middle of my frame, and I'm not that kind of photographer that cares about the softness from the edges and all of that. As far as my subject is tack sharp, I really don't care about so many other things. And a lot of time I shoot at f2, I would rarely shoot at f1.0 because I'm trying to keep everything sharp. The time that I was able to shoot at f1.0 on this lens, it was beautiful. It was very sharp. I wasn't even expecting that kind of sharpness from this lens, but yeah, it performed beautifully well when it comes to image quality. Beautiful color rendition, beautiful transition between highlight, shadows, midtones, everything. It keeps your image very contrasting, and I mean, overall result, beautiful, amazing result. That's what you can expect from a glass like this. And I'm going to talk about the focus. The focus is beautiful. There has to be something to trade off. It's either you go with speed or you go with image quality. The speed, for something that is moving erratically, this might not be the very best lens for you. But when it comes to image quality, this lens is the very best one in the market. For Fujifilm, I don't know if you want to compromise on the image quality or you want to compromise on speed. My experience with this lens in terms of speed hasn't been too bad. It focuses well on whatever I really needed to focus on, and I've not really noticed any lagging of any sort coming from this lens. I mean, I've used it for portraits, I've used it to shoot so many things, not like everything, and I've really not spent so much time with the lens. I've only spent like 2 months with the lens, but it's been fantastic since I've been. So I think I'm in love with this lens. It's beautiful, it's been good, it's been keeping up with autofocus, everything that I've thrown at this lens. So in terms of speed, I would say that the lens is beautifully, it's in between fast and not too fast. It's just in between. You can say in some situations you'll be like, oh, this lens is actually very fast, because to be honest, if you use it for any of the recent Fujifilm cameras like the X-H2S, the X-H2, the X-T5, you won't really notice any lagging. It doesn't really lag. I've used it for just X-H2S and I could say that it performs well. I couldn't really notice so much of lagging, and that's my personal opinion. Have I tried it extensively? Maybe not. For everything I've used it on, it hasn't really disappointed me, and that I'm happy about. And that is what will now be your determining factor if you have to buy this lens or not. Conclusion, I would say that this lens is good for people that don't shoot fast-paced subjects, basically. And there has to be something to always stick with. If you're looking to get the very best image quality you can get from your camera, I think this lens is for you. You can tell that this lens is designed for a specific reason, for a specific purpose. Image quality, bokeh, good depth of field, good out of focus kind of bokeh. And that's where you want to be. If you want your background to look very creamy, you're in love with bokeh, this would definitely get the job done. And not just get the job done, it would do it beautifully well. Stick around, we'll be dropping more videos, comparison between the new 56 f1.2 as soon as I'm able to lay my hands on one, because right now I don't even have one. The old 56 f1.2, I can easily get that, but I don't have it right now. I have the 56 1.4 from Sigma, I have the one from Viltrox, but the comparison video would come up anytime soon. Stick around, subscribe, share, and turn on your notification. We'll be dropping more videos. See you guys. Bye.